Hello sweet friend, my name is Maike, and in this video I would like to journal with you. As you can see, my vertical weekly is completely empty, so I would like to change that, and I thought you might enjoy coming along doing your own journaling. And yeah, some of these days were busy, some of them were not so very much, so we're also going to talk about what I do with the space that won't be as filled with the daily events. So I thought that might be interesting. And I think the way I want to start is with a little bit of washi. I bought this super cute new washi tape from Miso Paper. I sometimes just find that it helps break up the page and already introduce some color and pattern, and it's not so stark. And usually with these weeklies, I actually do them day by day. Because I find that I include more of the little details that way that otherwise maybe I forget about. But this week was super busy, so I didn't quite get around to it, which also means that I don't have all the little details, but we'll figure it out. There's you know, and not to say that you can't also just leave spaces empty, you know, it's fine. You can do whatever you think. Well, actually, do I actually like that with this? Maybe more of a brown. This, I do love this brown. I think these are stylized hydrangeas, maybe? Do like layering my washi tapes. Whoops, I think I want that a little bit straighter, just simply because it's already such a straight piece. Like so. And maybe we'll take some of this and put it down here. Like so. All right, let's start with some stickers. Monday was the last day we took care of the dog that we were dog sitting, and so yes, in this PT tape there's a cat walking the dog. So we can include that. This was a collaboration with Heba Alsibai. I'll have that linked below. And I don't mind when stickers overlap to another day. I'll just make sure that the writing is maybe here, and then I'll just puzzle around it. Maybe we'll add these flowers. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, guess I could do a tree too, but that's nice. And then I can write about our last day with Tyson, and then anything else. We cleaned and packed up. I'm not sure. I mean, I do feel like we have a little bit more space for one more sticker on that day. So let's see what we have. I do think I'll need the travel stickers anyway for the next day because we took a train. This could be maybe all packed up. Would that still fit there? Or do we feel like that's a little big? Let's see. It's maybe a little big, but maybe we just sit it down here and then I can still, okay, let's see if this is gonna work out in sort of a back and forth kind of way. And maybe we just move this up just a smidge. That's the thing about putting the washi tape down first, but on Midori paper I find that you can move that pretty easily. Okay, we took the train the next day. I do still have this one right here, but that, yeah, is also really big. I mean, maybe though, maybe that still works. I'll show you what I mean. So we could just sit this right down here and then just talk about the traveling right there. And then for Wednesday, we have a section here and a section there. And then this sometimes overlapping into the different columns means you end up with just this little bit of space that is harder to use for writing. And so what I like to do with that is to just find, I mean, I could either do washi, we could actually move this strip from here to there. But it's also really fun to just put down a sticker. We could layer on top of this like a little flower sticker. I actually got, oh, now I have it sticking on my fingers. Isn't that what happens? My goodness, does not want to come off. I bought more of this PET tape. I already went through a sample, and Miso Paper still had some of these. And these are such beautiful little flowers that are so nice for layering, especially now that we're heading into November. This is, I think the brand is called Novi. Yeah, look how pretty. Okay, do I have scissors? Yes, I do. So this is unfortunately before every PET tape was kiss cut. So I have to cut these out by hand, and there's quite a, which is nice, there's quite a few designs, but they're also very fiddly a little bit, but it's worth it. And I don't actually mind. You know, this is the kind of stuff that's nice to do if you're watching a show and you kind of still want to do something mildly creative or mildly with your, just with your hands, keep your hands busy. So, and now I have the backing of the PET tape stuck to my fingers. Everything's just wanting to stick to my fingers today. See, and now we just pop that here. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Like so. And that fills that space nicely. We could even, if there's something like small and round, not the leaves, because that's maybe a little too already fallish. Even though I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready for all the fall colors and all the crispy leaves. I have actually seen crispy leaves already, unfortunately, but that's because we're currently in the UK and it's been so hot that they're crispy because they're burnt crisp, not because it's finally fall. So there's that. But yeah, I'm ready for cozy weather and snuggling up. I know you should stay in the moment and not wish for time to move on faster, but I'm ready for cozy season. How about you? Yeah, and then that anchors that really beautifully. Well, and the foot colors go together so well. So see, now I've created myself a little space here for writing, and then here for writing, here for writing, here for writing. And even though things overlap the different columns, it still creates neat spaces for writing. Cool. And then I don't think I need anything down here. Let me check my notes for Wednesday. Yeah, there's a lot of working. Would there be like a small working sticker, or just a little something? Ooh, we have these. I mean, I was drawing. It's I could do that if I wanted to, just down here. Maybe. But it's also fine to not put any more stickers there. Yeah, let's just move on, and then once I have the writing, I can still refer back to this and then put that there. Okay, let's see about Thursday and onwards. Oh yes, Thursday we went to a local library here, which is called Story House. So cool. So we were working outside of the home and taking care of a lot of like admin and planning things. So a lot of paperwork. This would actually work really well, but she's very big and the colors don't quite match. I think we can do better than that, maybe. This is always a nice go-to. I mean, obviously the stickers don't always have to match 100%, I think, in terms of like what they depict. I guess that's always, it's both the interesting creative challenge as well as the, like, I don't have a sticker for that, what do I do? So these are all older. I feel like I need to reorganize my stickers. This would look quite cute. Could set that up there. So that's definitely a contender, don't you think? Yeah. Could just also do something where our character is just walking as a sort of indicator of being out and about. These two are so cute too. I mean, we didn't go to a coffee shop, but it sort of indicates that you are somewhere else, maybe. I do like that. And my husband actually got coffee. That library has a cafe. And maybe we put that here so then it creates this nice little rhythm. That's nice. Yeah, we'll just go for it. Which is very, I mean, all the proceeds from that cafe actually go, the story house is run by volunteers, and so it's really cool that they, you know, have a cafe that helps with the funding the mission. I feel like in Germany, where I'm from, books and food and drinks typically are kept very separate. So it's fascinating. Also in America, a lot of bookstores have cafes. It's a very unusual, like, I mean, it makes sense in the combination, but it's also very funny to me as a German who's like very like, no, you can't bring your food and drink into the library or into the bookstore. Okay, I'm flipping through this and I don't even know what we're looking for. We are looking for, yes, and so now we get into this territory. The last bit of the week was a lot of like catching up on work because of the travel day and getting settled into a new location. And so, but I did, on Friday, I was very proud of myself. I could actually use this one here. I was proud of myself because I found my way to a grocery store without actually looking at the map, and so with just my sense of direction, I figured out a new way to get to where I wanted to go. But we'll still use this one with the map, even though I navigated without a map. But it's navigation. Like I said, sometimes you gotta you gotta be a little less precise with the stickers, and then can definitely bring some more of these in here and there. But maybe that's a thing for once we think we're done with all of this. Okay, so Saturday I published my unboxing video where I had my beautiful movement TN. I'm so happy. And even though I had it for longer than that, I still have this ephemera that I wanted to include somewhere, so why not include it here? Like I said, it's not like I got it there, I just published the video there, but you know, I still would like to include that somewhere. And since the weekend wasn't very active, this is a great way to fill up that space. Just gotta think about, if if you have a daily thing or a weekly thing like this and you don't know, you don't have a lot to say for a specific day, you can also zoom out again a little bit and just look at what has been going on just as a whole. And so another thing that I thought I could journal about is the fact that I've been recently sort of a little bit obsessed with twigs. I've been eating way more of these than usual. So I thought it might also be cute if I have space left over after I put this in. I could draw a little twigs down here. How about we put that in there, and then I could make it a flip if I feel like I want to have more writing space. And I didn't cut that very neatly, did I? There's a little bit of black left, and the line is a little wobbly. Something about these scissors. I like how they cut, but somehow they always end up wobbly. And I don't have a craft knife right now. Yeah, so I could tip it in right here. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Give myself options. And so I'll cut off the corner. And then I can add some washi tape there. Washi tape is right here. Do we want to use a different color, or do I want to use the same color? No, we could do something different. Maybe this with the flowers here. Since that's not introducing too much of a new color, and it's not so solid looking. Something like that. Is that enough? Yeah, I think that'll stay. Like so. Cool. Another thing you can do with days where there's not a lot is to just do big lettering. That can fill up some space. Yeah, I think that's cute. I did at one point do some social media icon stickers for Cat Collage Club. I'm not sure if I have them ready at hand. I feel like my sticker albums have gotten a little out of control. I don't know where things are. And then some pages are really picked over. Yeah, gotta reorganize a little bit, but who has time for that? Okay, here are the social icons, but no YouTube. We have this filming one. Could use that too. Why is that? I mean, that green, yeah, that still goes. Okay, yeah, let's do her. I printed these out on the transparent sticky paper. Oh, I don't know if I want that here because that, I think we'll put her underneath this, like so maybe. I do tend to like varying where the stickers sit on the page so that there's a little bit of a rhythm to it. I know now you can't see her underneath there, but you know, it's a nice peekaboo effect maybe. Sunday was my sister's birthday. We can do something for that. We can also do some flowers for that, but let's see what else we could do. Sure, there's something like a cute love sticker. That's cute, right? Or this one. Or heart. Although the heart is pretty big, but that's kind of cute. Let's see here. Whoops. What do we think? Yeah, she could just be down here, and then we can still see her. Even with the ephemera up here. That's nice. I was also listening to a lot of audio books during this week, so that might be a nice thing. Where did I put that though? I swear My things are everywhere these days. I think it might be in here because it's a relatively new, oh, I see it. I might get lucky, yay. Could set that up here. Maybe. Do I have that in smaller? Not sure. Don't think so. But I mean, that's fine also. I have been playing around with how small I want to print my stickers for these weeklies. And I think I mentioned that before. These are maybe the smallest I would go because I cut everything by hand. Ah! But this is the different design, but it is smaller. So maybe that'll go there. Or up here. A little bit further up so she's not on the same, quite the same length. Yeah. Okay. Now to get all of this back inside the little pouch, which I found at Muji. I think it's an A6 pouch, and I find that very handy if I haven't, you know, migrated the stickers into my sticker album yet. I'm a big fan of my sticker albums. I feel like even migrating the PET tapes into my sticker album, if I see it, I can use it, you know? I could also consider having this. No, I like it up there. Don't overthink it. Just put it. She's fine up there. She can overlap with the side a little bit. Okay, cool. And then we can just have a little bit of fun with some of these smaller bits to just sprinkle. Do we want some sprinklies? Yeah, that yellow one right there is so cute. Do you put your PET tapes into a sticker album or do you leave them on the rolls? Let me know. Do you feel like you've figured out how you like to organize your stationery, or are you still looking for solutions for certain things? I know currently, because I'm traveling around a little bit, I do feel the lack of having my own space and being able to just organize things into drawers. Yeah. Okay, where would we like this? Where do we need a little bit of? Down here, I think we need a little bit of cherry flowers down here. Just set that. Whoops. It's not wanting to go on without ripples like that. Cute. It's hanging out a little bit. We could even put a little flower up here, and then this piece of ephemera becomes maybe more integrated. What do you think? Yeah, I think that's a cute idea. We'll just do it. Having fun cutting these out and using these. Okay. Well, I don't know if I even need to draw the twigs. I mean, I can still work that in, I guess, but I think what I'm gonna do next, again, it's sticking to my hand. What I'm gonna do next is fill in my writing, because then I know just how much or whether or not I feel like anything else is needed in terms of little flowers, as well as any kind of drawings or bringing in a sort of different type of information, as in a currently or an overview thing. Yeah, I guess I could also put something on the back there. We'll see. Okay, I'll be right back once I have my writing. And here is the finished spread with my writing filled in, and I think I added, yeah, these two little stickers. I added a little title right here, and I think that all looks pretty even. I did in fact have space for a little Twix doodle, so that's nice. That's actually what inspired me to put the name of the town up here in this bolder lettering, because I felt like all of a sudden there was this bolder lettering piece down here and nowhere else, and so that became really important all of a sudden, and so adding this here I think helps to balance that out a little bit, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. We have a little ephemera flippity flip in there, and yeah, it's really nice. I think it flows really well with the stickers. And if you're curious, the writing is done with my Leonardo Momento Magico in the Mi Fiori colorway. I love this colorway so much. And then the ink is Kobe Jinjunmei Gold, which I love. This is exactly my kind of color. I think it works so well with all kinds of different ephemera and sticker colors, so that's really fun. I got this sample from the lovely Mandy from Bookish Artist, and thank you, Mandy. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this color, and the fact that I put it in this piston filler is just the perfect match because I use it all the time, so it's nice to have a big fill for that. So yeah, I hope you got some journaling done yourself. If you would like to support this video and you have nothing else to share in the comments or questions that you want to ask me, leave me a sweet treat emoji to let me know that you've made it all the way to the end. I always am so happy that you join me for these journaling sessions. I'm so grateful to share this time with me, and until next time, happy journaling!